to build. I am your host, Ricky Camilleri. Our next guest has made a name for herself with the incredibly popular YouTube show You Deserve a Drink, as well as her subsequent movies like Camp Dakota and Dirty 30. Now, Mamrie Hart is on tour and here today to talk about her new book, her second, I've Got This Round, More Tales of Debauchery. Please put your hands together for Mamrie Hart. Let's hear it.
Thank you so much. I didn't realize what a gangster theme song you guys had. I was into it.
Oh, you mean right when
that boom.
See, I thought you were referring to the Nelly that was playing before this whole thing started in the studio.
Nelly, not that gangster.
Nobody at home watching this knows what we're talking about because they weren't privy to that Nelly song.
Like, just inside stories.
Inside stories.
Let's do it, 20 minutes.
That's what people like, too, inside stories.
I know, speaking of, all my inside stories are in this huge book. Actual size.
Did it feel huge for you to write this book?
It felt like a beast.
You basically open it with talking about how daunting it was for you to write the first book.
See, that's what you do. You set the bar low, out of the gate, or like, this is an impossible feat. Look how great I am.
You open the book with being just sort of like, this was impossible, it's awful, I'm so sorry, and someone closes goes, oh, that actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, just 300 pages of that. Exactly.
You also talk about wanting to get a little more personal.
Gross, right? I know. No, I normally don't. I've been doing stuff on the internet for about 6 years, I guess, and I don't talk about my personal life. But with this book, it's almost done in real time. It's 2 years chronologically since the last book. So it felt weird to leave out all these moments that were kind of big life changes and just gloss over them.
Specifically a breakup that you
There was a big breakup, a 10-year breakup, and then with that happens, I was living on my own for the first time. I'd never lived by myself. You go family, college roommates, friends, boyfriend, etc. So it was, I needed to write about it to get through it.
I'm curious, I've lived on my own, but I've lived with someone now for I think the past 3 or 4 years, and I kind of can't imagine what it would be like not at this.
Living with someone?
No, not living with someone. Like, it's kind of the idea of what it was before is completely gone in my
brain.
brain.
You learn a lot about yourself, because you're like, oh, there's a sink full of dirty dishes, and I got no one to blame it on. Yeah, you learn a lot.
I've got no one to resent around the house for the things that I failed at today.
Exactly. Well, that's why you get a dog.
Did you learn that, you talk about being a big day drinker all the time, right?
I'm drinking kombucha right now because it has like 0.0001% alcohol.
Just got to keep those shakes low.
Just keep me going. No, just kidding, guys. Not at all. I don't have a problem. It's really good for you. It's probiotic. Okay.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let's go back to the beginning in the first video that you made.
Oh.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Talk about what prompted you to make that video and what you were thinking about when you went into it. I know you'd been trying to do stand-up comedy for a while, and it wasn't really, you didn't feel like it was working out as well as
I was doing sketch comedy. I've never actually technically done stand-up, but I was doing sketch comedy, and I was doing it at the People's Improv Theater, and on my team was Grace Helbig, and we'd been doing it for a little bit, and then that kind of petered off, and I was bartending a lot. So I was just...
Where were you bartending, can I ask?
Well, RIP, I was bartending at City Crab Seafood and Company on 19th and Park. Wow. Yeah, 5 years I wore a crab tie. That'll make a woman... That's where my resilience comes from.
I've worked in a lot of restaurants before, and every time you go home, you have to kind of wash the restaurant off of you.
I smelled like steamed Alaskan king crab legs for half a decade.
I'm so sorry.
It's great. And the worst part is that one of the perks about working in a restaurant is you can get free food, and I hate seafood. Don't like oysters. Yeah,
really? You don't like oysters at all? I mean, I could see starting to hate seafood while working there, but now you hated going into it.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. I don't know why I chose that. But I was bartending, and Grace had started her YouTube channel, Daily Grace, and she was it was so cool because people would start coming to our shows that didn't know us because they'd been watching her and started to see the views happening, and I was like, Grace, let me ride on your coattails, honey. No, we lived in the same neighborhood, and we would be day drinking partners anyway. So I came up with the idea for You Deserve a Drink during Charlie Sheen's breakdown. And so my first video was called Charlie Sheen's Tiger Blood Gimlet, and it was like a gin gimlet with blood orange. So that's where it started, and I convinced Grace to shoot and edit it for 2 years.
She was shooting and editing this video for 2 straight years.
She was my PA. No.
And how did the first one go?
It went well. I mean, a few views here and there. I don't think I really got got many views in the first year, I guess. Or, you know, it's slowly building. And then I remember I was so excited. I did a drink for Harry Potter. And I was still learning the YouTube world. And Hank Green of the Vlogbrothers, he posted it on Tumblr or tweeted it or something. And I was just like, done. Like, the video got 100,000 views. And I was like, I'm retired. Like, peaked. I've peaked. I'm viral, bitch. Like, I was just, the head got so big.
We should get to in a minute what it feels like to go viral now, if that still even feels possible, if it's just like a completely different landscape.
I think it's so different. It's so saturated, and the level to which people are watching it and people that get 1 million views in one day out of the gate is so common now. I mean, not for me, but I'll keep watching. Just leave it on repeat. Just watch it 40 times, please.
When did it feel like that the videos were paying off and that you could quit your day job because of what you were doing with these videos, which is a weird thing because clearly you're at Pitt because you like doing sketch comedy and you're kind of looking to probably still break in with the gatekeepers in some way and auditioning and going through this, but you kind of accidentally stumble upon this thing that creates a career path for you. What did that feel like, and when did you notice it?
I noticed that it started feeling like a bigger part of my life and it was making a difference and at that point I was doing shows at UCB when the shows were getting full because of people watching the videos. But I did not quit my day job ever because of YouTube. I quit it because I booked some national commercials. So I was always on the path of wanting to do YouTube, but I was making my money from doing commercials, and it got to the point where I could quit bartending. And then shortly after, I went to LA for pilot season, and that's where I met the producer who ended up funding and creating Camp Dakota with me. And that's when I felt like YouTube wasn't what was paying my bills, but it was what was getting me in the rooms to make things to pay my bills.
You have like hundreds of thousands of fans, and you already have a sort of built-in viewership.
Feels like a visual resume at any point. But as far as AdSense and things like that go, yeah, that's really tough to sustain a living on.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, views aren't that crazy, and you think, I mean, I don't know the exact science to it, but like 1 million views is like, you know, a couple $1,000.
Yeah, so shatter that myth for us, because I think a lot of us feel like these kids who get 1 million views are making bank.
They're making bank off like, try this fit tee on Instagram. Yeah. Good Lord, get me on that stuff.
Right, they're like tweeting about their vapes or something, and they're making a ton of money.
Vape deals. I haven't looked into that yet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine? You have a young audience, try some vapes. They're like, she smokes and drinks. I don't smoke.
Don't smoke, guys.
Don't smoke.
Don't smoke. At what point, what was it like when you got asked to do your first book?
Oh, that felt very surreal because at that point I'd only written stuff in script form, and even then I'm stumbling through it. Like, I always think if you get an opportunity to do something, don't be like, no, it has to be perfect, or I don't know all the ins and outs. When I met Michael Goldfine and he was like, yes, let's make this movie you have an idea for, I was writing the script and like not even knowing if I was doing it correctly. Like I'm Googling, how do you say like a date pops up on screen? Like really just fake it till you make it style. But what was the question?
What was it like when you first got asked to write a book?
Oh, that was just really cool. But I then realized that I'm just terrible at punctuation. It's a whole different strength writing in quotation marks. It's like, what? And also in a script, if you write something incorrectly, it can be like, that's just their cute dialect. Right. But in a book, they're like, you're an idiot.
A lot to hide behind in script form.
Totally. And it was just also very revealing. You know, my first book, I talk about everything from my first Brazilian wax to, you know, getting lots of cooter-based.
Getting what?
Poison ivy on my crotch, Ricky. And so being like, here, world, this might be your first introduction to me. That was a little nerve-wracking.
But yeah, you felt like you were going deeper with this book.
Deeper emotionally, not like deeper into my pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You had already accomplished that with the first book.
Yeah, I still have I had a safe word in the first book for my parents, and I have one in this one as well.
When it came to writing about the breakup, did you feel like you had to check in with the person that you ended the relationship with or anything like that?
Actually, no, because it was extremely amicable, and so there's no ill will, and there was also, I don't go deep.
That's true. There's nothing negative about him in there.
No, and I'm also talking about my experience and my side of it, and that's, you know, I own that. And so I'm not talking about the ins and outs of a relationship or the breakup. It's more of, this is my experience when it happened and my year after.
Did you worry at all about that the experiences that you are having post second book are also kind of post a little bit of success as well, whereas the first book is made up of a lot of stories of your life coming up to that point? The second book, like you said, is these 2 years where you're living kind of a different life than all of the other stories had come from.
No, for sure. There are definite moments where, I mean, it's all, I'm writing about traveling a lot in this, and I know I'm able to do that because of the book. So I basically say, you get that second book deal, spend it all making the second book, because I needed to find adventures and top myself. But it was definitely coming from a different place of having more opportunities to travel and create stories, as opposed to, these are just stories that naturally occurred, you know, in my early 20s or in my late teens. But I think whether you have the capability to go over to France, or if you're just hanging out in your studio apartment in, you know, Bay Ridge, if you make fun, you make fun. You know, you find adventures no matter what the circumstances or success scale is.
Do you still enjoy making the videos? I mean, you still make videos, of course. I think
I do. I'm trying to do better. I'm internal in consistency, because I'm like the least consistent person on YouTube, and people like, you know, when you don't call your mom forever and she's like, "You alive?" Like, I feel like my viewers will be like, "Excuse me, miss." Like, we're still here. How dare you? Yeah, no, I still really do enjoy it. And, you know, sometimes you have to make a video because you have to, like, get yourself worked up to make a video and, you know, have the fun on camera. But once it's actually happening, I have a blast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the editing that sucks.
And you edit them yourself now?
I've started getting help, and it makes me want to make more videos. Yeah, actually, my friend...
You don't have to deal with that next step?
100%. No, we had a viewer, actually, Roseanne, and she started making these amazing, like, highly edited, quick videos that we would put up to intro us on tour. And she was going to school for editing, and then said, you know, I know you don't like to edit. Can we try? And so now she's, like, my editor, and so it's, like, a great two-way street.
Speaking of tour, you are on tour right now.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't make that up.
No, not at all. My book comes out tomorrow, and that's when my first show is at the Bell House in Brooklyn, and then I'm doing 8 cities all over. And I'm so excited and also nervous, because even though I've been performing forever, and I talk about the days at the Pit and UCB, I've never done a show by myself. Wow. Yeah, always...
So it's all you at the Bell House tonight?
Well, yeah, actually, Grace happens to be in town for work, so she's going to come up for a bit or so. But no, it's just me, and I've never done that.
How much do you have written? How much do you have planned?
Oh, you're adorable. No, I have a basic structure, and I know, like, you know, the gist of this is the story I'm going to tell, but I definitely don't have it scripted out, because I feel like I'll go robotic. Yeah, I don't want to act on stage. I just want to talk to people like they're my friends, like you do in videos.
How much time are you trying to fill on the stage, just out of
About
curiosity?
an hour 15.
Wow.
Hour 15.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, and you're not helping, sir.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm playing it up a little bit.
No, I am nervous.
What are you thinking? This is going to be so hard. How could you do this?
I know. What the heck? I got to get that EGOT somehow. No.
Tonight at the Bell House is when it happens.
Yeah. I am nervous only because I want to do a great job, and I know people have fun and they would come to a book signing regardless, but then you see people who are like traveling to come see you, and that I just don't want to disappoint anybody, and I won't. You should all buy tickets to my show. I'm really selling myself here.
What was the most difficult part about writing this book?
Well, it was physically taxing because you know that...
You have arthritis?
I actually do, excuse you. Had it since I was a wee thing. No, the most taxing part was really going and seeking out these adventures, which are so fun, but you're going with... I don't hyperbolize anything, so everything that's in the book actually happened. And I went on some trips where I went, this was really fun, but it doesn't have a beginning, middle, and an end. So getting it all done so you could start writing it was tough.
Do you mind if I ask you to tell a story that's from the book? I think it'll I don't think it'll give too much away from the book, but you have this wonderful story where you're sitting next to a woman on a plane.
Oh,
sure.
Oh,
I thought this was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, the long and short of it won't ruin anything. I tell a story where I'm going to a lover's resort in the Poconos with my friend, but then the follow-up is on the way there, I take one of those 5 a.m., 6 a.m. flights that's so taxing, and I go to my seat. And you know when someone's already switched seats and they're going to ask you politely if they can have that one? She didn't do that. She was just like, sorry. So I had to sit beside this woman who just looked like she just rolled up from the club at 6 a.m. and she was furiously doing work. And then I looked over and she was like a porn maven who owned a porn site. So she had the private screens like Brady Bunch style, and she just had to monitor to make sure none of the girls went too far. And so I just watched a woman stream 8 bedrooms worth of porn an entire flight.
I see.
Her name was Star with 2 R's, by the way.
I find this fascinating because when I'm on a plane and I'm watching a movie of some kind, if there's anything remotely weird about it, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I hope there's no kids around. What is
I know. I'll be like, is this too risque? And it's like, it's angels in the outfield. Like anything. I'm like, what could be offensive? Yeah,
but
a butt in pants.
She's just watching cam girls.
She's watching cam girls, and they're all just in their bedrooms on some mismatched sheets.
Did you say anything to her?
I was like, put away your laundry, Tammy. It's ridiculous. Up the quality of this bitch.
You were like, I shoot videos from home. I can get you some better quality cameras if you want up in here.
What is that? No, luckily another guy came and sat. She was in the middle because I had one of those. She had the window seat that had like no one in front, so she needed a tray for her laptop. So I was like, sweet leg room, man. What the? But a guy sat on the other side of us who was very, very intrigued by her, and I got to hear all kinds of stuff that I probably am not allowed to say on AOL Build. Oh, he Diane Sawyer'd her.
You can talk about it here.
No, I put in headphones to not hear, and then it'd be like, the bondage. And then I decided, fuck this, I'm ordering a Bloody Mary, and I was like, I'll take a Bloody Mary, and Star with 2 R's was like, judging me for having a drink when she's got like just Crushed Dreams playing on her laptop for 5 hours.
Just pure sadness.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's the kind of thing you notice and you go, oh, you're watching, oh God.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. You just don't want to recognize anyone.
Let's get some questions from the audience. Who has a question?
Y'all don't make me look like a loser. Oh, great. Hi.
Hi, Mamrie. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. Firstly, you are very beautiful.
Oh,
and
God bless. Shellacked. They just, like, dipped me in makeup like a wax candle.
My question is, so obviously you live a very strenuous and busy life, so you can get burned out at times.
Yes,
so what do you do to keep yourself motivated and moving?
Oh, I work off treats. I'm very Pavlovian dog. Seriously, as small as, okay, if you get this many pages written, you get this delicious dinner, to like, if you finish this tour, you're gonna go to Palm Springs for the weekend. I know they could be really simple though. It could be like, I need a glass of wine in a bubble bath. Whatever it is, I need a goal line. So that motivates me. Not like changing lives or anything. Good to see you.
Next question.
Hey, how's it
Hi,
going?
good. I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you very much. I like your outfit. Rocking it
You
out.
look like pink fried eggs.
I dig it.
But like in a cool way.
It's a look.
Yeah.
It's a look.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question for you is, you've made so many drinks over the years. Are there some from your show that are like your go-to? Like friends are coming over and you're like, oh, I know. Amanda Bynes, I'm doing just Bynes. And you're like, I gotta make like 5 of those.
I love that deep cut reference. The Amanda Bynes Doing Just Fine, which was just dipped in icing and then like confetti sprinkles. I'm a real classic drinker. Like I like a gin, literally like lemon drops and gin gimlets and aviations. I'm a big like classic, and that's kind of the tough thing on White Hat is I try to always do one step further. So it might not be what I would drink on a daily. However, I did just put up a video, a modern tart margarita. That was my modern art in the tomato soup can to look like, a Warhol painting. And I think I like that more than Bloody Marys, which don't tell her because I love Bloody Marys. But it was like fresh tomato juice, and oh God, it was clean and nice. And next time I have people over for brunch, I'm gonna make it.
You're gonna serve them all a drink in a can of tomato?
Yeah, baby. I put on a show.
What about cuts?
No. You're not putting your mouth on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got a straw. Great question. I drink them all.
2 more questions. Next one. Who do we have here?
Hi. Okay. So you've been working on some amazing projects over the years, and I read that you and Grace are developing a comedy series with Studio 71.
Yes.
So I want to know if you can give us any updates on that and how's that going?
Oh, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to be able to say, so I can't. All I know is that we're hoping it will be, once I get through this tour and I'm back, we're both in LA, it'll be coming very soon, and you're just going to see a lot more of our faces on a lot more regular basis. And that we're helping create it with Studio 71, and our producer is Michael Goldfine, who produced Dirty 30 and Camp Dakota. So yeah, old friends. I'm excited. Thank you.
You said gonna see a lot more of your faces. Is it scripted? Is it a talk show? Is it...
You ain't getting an exclusive?
Okay. I didn't know that wasn't... Okay, next question.
Who was the most fun person that you've ever made a video with? Like,
Ooh.
or been in a movie with?
Oh,
Great question.
geez. Oh, that is a great question. Ooh. Well, I have to say Grace and Hannah because they'll disown me, and I have a video coming out with them tomorrow. Really fun other YouTuber. I have a blast with Tyler Oakley every time. He kills me. Like, him and I can just look at each other and squeak. Also, Willem is really fun. You guys know Willem. But probably the most surreal moment I've had with video is when it was for her channel at the time, is when I got interviewed by Joan Rivers in bed. And that was, as a hero of mine, that felt really incredible. And she was, oh man, she was like so prepped. It was amazing.
He was prepped?
Oh yeah, she was pulling out stuff that I was just like, I forgot that happened to me, Joan. So yeah, I'd say that was a weird out-of-body experience.
What was she like?
She's the kindest, sweetest, greatest woman ever. So generous. Yeah, every time I saw her, she'd have a gift. Yeah, that's how you win me over, just so you know. That's my love language or whatever they're saying. Free shit.
I love the book. Congratulations.
Thank you
Comes
so
out
much.
tomorrow.
Yes, I hope
You
you
are
guys
on
read
tour
it.
right now. Tomorrow you'll be at the Bell House, and I think people can go to your website and see all the other cities that you're going to be in.
Totally.
Look at your Twitter, your Facebook, like all the things that people can go to find out where they can see you live, right?
Yeah, go to Mametown or whydadbook.com.
And buy the book tomorrow. Everybody, please give Mamrie Hart a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you